The man tied a heavy stone to the donkey and threw it straight into the river. The donkey struggled desperately but couldn't move, and was soon torn to death by swarms of fish. Suddenly, people on the shore spotted a boy in the water. They shouted frantically for him to come out, but the boy just waved his hand and kept walking toward deeper water. The next second, an enormous fish rose from the depths and swallowed the boy whole. Several months earlier, an old carpenter had come across a piece of wood that could move. He gave the wood to his apprentice, who took it home and carved it into a puppet. As he carved, he suddenly felt the puppet's heartbeat. After finishing the entire face, he tried teaching the puppet to speak, and the puppet actually called out Papa. The apprentice rushed outside excitedly, shouting, "I have a son!" Back inside, he named the puppet Pinocchio. Soon Pinocchio learned to walk and began running around everywhere. That night, exhausted from running, he sat by the fireplace to warm himself and fell asleep without realizing it. When he woke up, he discovered that both his feet had been burned down to charcoal. The carpenter, both heartbroken and angry, worked through the night to craft him 2 new feet. The carpenter decided to send Pinocchio to school. However, the moment his father turned to leave, he ran off to the town square to watch a circus performance. Suddenly, the puppets on stage noticed him and excitedly called him up. Pinocchio eagerly rushed onto the stage and embraced the other puppets. The circus owner discovered the miraculous Pinocchio and immediately ordered his men to take him away. That evening, the carpenter went to school to pick up his son, only to be told that Pinocchio had been taken. When he reached the square, the circus had long gone. The carpenter was heartbroken and vowed to search to the ends of the earth to find his son. That night, the circus owner, short on firewood, wanted to throw him into the fire as fuel. Pinocchio was terrified and tearfully spoke of his poor father. The owner was moved by his kindness and gave him 5 gold coins to go home. On his way home, Pinocchio met another boy who said he was going to a place called Pleasure Island. Unable to resist the temptation, Pinocchio followed him onto a donkey cart. A kindly old man greeted them with a smile. At dawn, they arrived at the toy city and the children played wildly all day, sleeping when tired. The next day, touching his head, Pinocchio suddenly discovered he had grown donkey ears. He hurried to find his friend and found that both their hands and feet were turning into hooves. They tried to shout but found they couldn't even speak anymore. It turned out the old man specialized in tricking children to come there, transforming them into donkeys to sell. The next day, Pinocchio was bought by a circus owner who forced him to jump through a ring of fire, terrified of the flaming hoop. Pinocchio was so nervous that he fell and injured his front leg. Faced with the injured animal, the owner decided to tie a stone to the donkey and throw it into the sea. However, a school of fish transformed the donkey back into a puppet, and Pinocchio floated back to the surface. Suddenly, a giant shark swallowed him. Pinocchio groped around in the pitch-black belly of the fish and suddenly saw a faint light in the distance. He bravely walked toward it, and upon approaching, discovered it was his own father. The carpenter had gone to sea searching for him and had also been swallowed by the shark.